My dad used to take me everywhere I needed to go. Even when I was driving, he would still take me where I needed to go. So that's what I expect of Jamal, just to basically be there for me as my protector, provider. And
Jamal, what are your expectations?
It's funny she says that, because I feel like I do that already. I think the question I've actually got for Deborah is, what exactly do you bring to the table?
Are you joking?
Did I start?
That's rude. That is very rude. I don't, like, should he be asking me that? That's actually...
What's good with y'all, man? So listen, I know y'all seen that, right? Y'all seen her reaction. Hey, we gonna break this down. We have to break this down. This is something that is really happening in society today. And it's absolutely like, it's like gut-wrenching. I don't ever say stuff like that. I don't ever say words like that together. But that's how it is, right? That's how it is today. This is what the modern woman expects. Before we get into it, y'all, because we finna go in on this, check me out on IG. All right, check out the new IG. I'm constantly posting stuff to inspire, motivate, spread positivity to you guys. Get your mind right? Because we dealing with a lot of freaking fuckery. Just to be real with you, we dealing with a lot of BS in society today. And as a man with exceptional potential, such as yourself, all right, you'd appreciate it. So check me out on IG. All right, follow me. With that said, y'all, man, let's get into this, man. All right, this is what the modern woman is thinking. All right, now you can tell by her tone and her attitude and what she was saying, like she is used to getting taken care of, right? Here's the one thing you guys got to understand. Some women you want to avoid, the number one kind of woman you want to avoid is women with daddy issues. All right. They're going to be attention whores. They're going to always love to get validation from men. That's what makes them promiscuous, right? That's a tall tale sign, a foresight of seeing if a chick is just going to be for the streets pretty much or not, because daddy ain't give her enough love. All right. Or daddy was missing out. It's unfortunate your situation or your circumstance, whoever this applies to, fit that shoe. But it is what it is. Guess what? On the other side of that, if it's a daddy's girl that's spoiled and she ain't never worked for herself, she ain't never had to do anything, these are the women who think it's cool that, you know, they don't need to bring anything to the table. They think they should just have things handed to them. That is the perception of a lot of women. And guys, y'all got to understand, it ain't about being mad or bashing the women, right? It's not about hating women. It's just the understanding of what society has done to both genders, right? And really the mental state of a lot of these modern women, because it needs to change. It has to change. She said the dude was rude for just asking, hey, listen, babe, hey, I know what I do. I protect, I provide, I'm a man. Yeah, I do that. We ain't questioning that, baby. We here to discuss what the hell you bringing to the table. What you bringing, bitch? What do you do for me? I know I do a lot for you, but what do you do for me? Women who have a problem bringing things to the table, guys, red flag alert. I want streets. I want a whole red siren with streets. I want that to just blast max volume on a booming ass bass. I want it to streets. Because that's what it is. You don't want to bring nothing to the table, and then you want to flip it on the dude like he's rude and he said something that was off, you know, out of nowhere. Like he said something disrespectful to you, asking what you bring to the table. How the hell is... Where they do that at? Where they do that at, man? What do you bring to the table? Guys, this is the thing. She said that, but most women, a lot of women think this, guys. A lot of women think this. Most of them damn near think this. They don't need to bring nothing to the table. You guys gotta these women out here need to understand. Your time with wanting to be this hot girl stuff is gonna come to an end. All right, the mistakes that you made choosing all these wrong dudes is gonna catch up to your ass. Everything you've done is gonna catch up. That's how the world works. You feel me? What goes around comes around. Karma is real. All right. So if you out here playing in the streets, you ain't finna get nothing but be used like a groupie by guys like me. And I'm gonna tell you that straight up. You're gonna be used like a groupie by guys like me. It is what it is. Well, I keep running into guys that just they ain't shit. These guys ain't shit. No, you need to smell you, because you are shit. You feel me? So I'ma treat you like it. I'ma treat you like it. You've been out here exposing yourself, giving yourself, and expecting to bring nothing to the table. That's what you finna get. That's what you finna get. A lot of modern women don't understand that. And hey, that might hurt your feelings. Then change it up. Then change it up. How about you change it up then? Change up how you live. How about you make yourself the best version? We sitting here promoting guys to be the best version of themselves because we are success objects. No feelings, no emotions. Straight truth. I'm here to spread truth. If it sting you, if it burn you, then you need to get the hell out the way. These facts, they like daggers, man. All right, ain't got no feelings. It's just gonna penetrate until somebody either get a wake-up call and finally take themselves seriously, their own lives. Because at the end of the day, it's up to you. Anybody feeling bad about themselves, make the change. Anybody feeling like, oh, I'm being attacked, make the change. How about you look at yourself and just make the change? That sounds so much better. That's going to be so much better for you in your life. I'm not just saying this stuff just to say it. What the hell? You get caught up in your feelings, you don't even want to get your bank account right. How about you stack bread instead of crying in the corner? That sound better to me. What about you? Bring something to the table for these dudes. That really, it's a lot of men out here that are really men, not these little boys. And that's another thing, man. That's another thing. You can't be no little boy out here dealing with these kind of women. You can't be dealing with these kind of women. Screen these women. Screen them. You need to be testing them. Because too many guys are just, see, that guy was like, hey, hold on. I know my value. I know my worth. But what are you bringing to the table? Because there's plenty of pretty girls out here. There's plenty of attractive women out here who can just sit there and do sexual favors and not bring nothing to the table. It's so many out there. So many. So baby, the market is over flooded with your quality, your type, that just expect to get, receive, and do nothing but help a dude bust some nuts. What I gotta be stressed about losing you for? Is he gonna hold value in you? Does that dude seem like he was really like just asking a rhetorical question like, oh, don't answer this, I'ma just say it? Or was he really serious like, hey, but we know what I do, but what do you bring to the table? And then had the audacity to flip that thing on him. Hold up, bro. I'm losing track because it just baffled me. Another word I don't freaking use. Probably using it in a couple other YouTube videos. Baffled me, man. The delusion is crazy. These women just born with delusions of grandeur. I'm gonna have all these nice and shining armor. They all gonna just suck my toes and give me money forever. This pussy gonna be tight forever. Love me forever. Simp for me. Validate me forever. And I just deserve everything. No. Bring something to the table. Just bring something to the table. All right? He wasn't playing games. I'm not playing games. You have to bring something to the table, man. This world is crazy out here. I ain't looking for nobody to hold. You do not need to have nobody. Guys, when 2021, 2022, 2023, the future, you cannot have people with you, around you, dealing with, that are bringing you down. You cannot have no time wasters. No people just being an anchor on you. No. Hell no. You gotta go. So look for high quality women that are actually, and you want women that are actually like trying to bring something to the table and will like be, hey, I'm bringing something to the table. You want a woman to be like, hey, I know my worth too. This is what I'm bringing. Not, that's rude to ask. What? Delusional.
So right here, this is what we're going to talk about. Who noticed that men are no longer persuasive? Once they ask you out and you say no, case closed. I'm about to dive into this video topic, man. They want you to prove yourself even more after, even when they said no. Basically, they want you to play for the basketball team that don't even want you to play, G. Does that make sense?
YouTube, what do you do? It's your boy Steph. What they want you to do is they want you to constantly prove yourself when they literally do nothing. They literally just exist. And they believe that since them existing is enough for the man to do everything. Granted, you have to approach. You have to do the first approach, right? You have to. As a man, you have to do the first approach. Right? You have to do the first approach. She dictates everything after that. It's up to her to decide after that. Right? So, this is what I mean by that. You ask a girl out to hang out, to go, whatever it is, wherever it is where you want the girl to go with you, right? Y'all go out for drinks, y'all go to hang out at your place, whatever. If she says no, there is, listen fellas, there is literally nothing else to talk about. That's a water break right there. That's a water break. That's a water break. There's literally nothing else to talk about. Oh, we can get to know each other on here. I'd rather get to know you in person. If she don't want to get to know you in person, she don't want to get to know you. You ever talk to a woman and then you ask her, where is she from? Just basic questions. Because y'all having a conversation. Through text. And she says, New York. Listen, fellas. New York. California. Detroit. Right? New Jersey. Las Vegas. But she never asks, what about you? If she don't hit you with the what about you, she don't like you. I would have stopped replying right then and there. She's not interested in you. And you don't need to force the issue when a chick don't want you. But she wants you to force the issue for two reasons. And we say this in every video. Attention and validation. That's it. That's it. That is it. She wants you to persuade her on why she should say yes. Are you serious? She just like the games like Oblivion and Skyrim and Fallout 3. In other words, when you're talking to an NPC, you have the ability to persuade the NPC in order to get a certain equipment or certain item for a lower price. The difference between that is you're guaranteed it by what you have to offer. You're guaranteed the item in the game by what you have to offer to the NPC. You're not guaranteed nothing by what you have to offer to the woman, because she doesn't care what you have to offer, because she don't like you. You don't matter to her. The only thing that matters is your attention and your validation. And her head is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. She not only doing that to you, she doing that to him, and him. But the dude that she like, she'll make it easy for him. Let me say that one more time. The women that like you would not make it hard for you. The only thing she would make hard is the digging stick going inside her sweet watery guts. The moment you have to prove yourself, persuade yourself to a female on why she should, why she should talk to you, she don't like you. I want to play for this AAU team named Northcott Hoyas. I know, like Georgetown Hoyas. It was this gym called Northcott in Milwaukee, Wisconsin on 6th Street, 6th and Wright on the east side. And my mom used to pick me up every day after she got off work, because I used to go there every day after school to go hoop. And I wanted to try out for the AAU team. And I did make the AAU team. This is a true story. I did make the AAU team. I kept trying out. I kept going to practice. Even when the coaches didn't want me. I literally bought new shoes. So the coach can see that I have some new shoes, so I can make him proud, so he can hopefully let me on the team. I'm still going to practice for a team who doesn't want me to play. I'm still going to try to prove myself to a coach who I know doesn't want me to play. But he's still letting me practice. So deep down, I'm thinking, oh, maybe he'd give me a shot. And when they talk about their upcoming tournament, I had my guy on the team, one of the coldest dudes I've ever seen play basketball. His name is Jerry Hurt. Braids, cold as a mug. They talking about him. He dropped 30 points in the weekend in the tournament in Rockford, Illinois last weekend. I'm sitting there listening to, oh, all right, y'all, we have a tournament next weekend. And I'm sitting there looking sick because I'm not going. I'm not playing. You're not going to tell me that, though. Oh, you coming to practice tomorrow, Steph? Yeah, I'm coming to practice, coach. Coach don't want me to play. Coach don't see me as no value. Just selling me a dream. It's the same thing the females do, G. She don't want you, bruh. She don't want nothing to do with you, dog. You gotta persuade her, or you gotta run game. Listen to this. Listen to how dumb this sounds. You gotta run game on a chick who don't even like you, who don't even want you. You're wasting your time. You're literally wasting your time. You look like a clown. You're performing for her. You look like a clown. I'm juggling. Does she like me now? Does she want to get in my dick and stick now? That's how you look, like a clown, performing for her. When she don't even want you to perform for her, G. That is what this meme is talking about. Why would I pursue you some more when you don't want me? Why? You don't want me. You don't like me. You want nothing to do with me. You don't want to go on a date. You don't want to come back to my crib. Why am I steady wasting my time with you? Don't be like the beta male simp. It's like this in the corner every night. Beating his meat. You're waking up the next morning literally doing the same exact thing to the same woman thinking that she's going to change her mind. You are literally out of your mind. She don't like you. It's tough. I know. It's tough. I know. It's tough to deal with. I get it. She don't like you, bro. That's the truth. Those are the facts. She don't like you. She don't want nothing to do with you. And you steady wasting your time performing for her. You look like a clown. You about to try to run game on a woman who don't even want you. She say no, that's it. The moment she say no, I'm like this. Goodbye. I'm gone. The moment you say no, my hands are up like I'm playing Grand Theft Auto. I didn't do anything. I'm done. And I'm never talking to you again. Because the women that like you are not going to say no. The women that like you are going to come over. The women that like you are going to make it easy for you. And the women that don't like you are going to give you a hard time like that final boss on Dark Souls.
My dad used to take me everywhere I needed to go. Even when I was driving, he was still taking me where I needed to go. So that's what I expect of Jamal, just to basically be there for me as my protector, provider. And
Jamal, what are your expectations of
It's
Deborah?
funny she says that because I feel like I do that already. I think the question I've actually got for Deborah is, what exactly do you bring to the table?
are you joking?
Did I start?
That's rude. That is very rude. I don't, like, should he be asking me that? That's actually rude.
YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Steph. Right? So, as you can see in the video we just watched, right? She listed all the things that she wants her man to do, or a man in general to do. The values that she, place upon an importance in her life, and the things that she wants from a man, right? And then on top of that, the man said, well, I already do those things. Then he said, what do you bring to the table? I like how you said that. That was tight, right? And then she said, oh, you're so rude. You're so rude. See, this is what women don't realize. And there's always this double standard in the dating society between men and women. See, the woman can be shallow. The world is shallow. The NBA is shallow. The NFL is shallow. Well, do you want me to give you an example? If you're not fast enough, you're not playing running back. If you're not fast enough or tall enough, you're not playing wide receiver. If you're not tall enough, you're not even going to play quarterback. Shallow. No matter how good your IQ is. If you're 5'5", you're not playing quarterback. I think the shortest quarterback maybe was Drew Brees, 5'9". He's an exception because he's just so good. Everybody else, 6'2", 6'1", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'4", 6'3", 6'2". Basketball, if you're 5'5", you're not going to the NBA. I'm sorry. Why? Because the point guard's average height is 6'3". Shallow. Tough. You gotta take it on the chin. The woman. Oh, he has to be tall. Gotta have a long digging stick. Can't even take the long digging stick. That's a different topic for a different day. Right? Gotta have a lot of money, right? And I'm saying because she's looking at the suitors and she's just crossing out all of them. He doesn't fit, he doesn't fit, he doesn't fit, he doesn't fit. Right? Certain build, right? Certain look. It's okay for her to do that. But the moment when a woman does it, the moment when a man does it, when she has to qualify for you, it's a problem. You rude. You're too shallow. Excuse me. Why are you talking to me like that? Why are your standards like that? You must hate your mama. Your mama black. You sound crazy. You're G-A-Y. Because the man in this society, in a society that is built for the woman, the man cannot have an opinion. He must, yes, sir, parade his best. That's what he got to do. And then he going to be like, take it away. Because your opinion is not valued as a man. Just look at Mother's Day and Father's Day. Look at Mother's Day and Father's Day. They gonna praise the Mother's Day. And shout out to all the good mothers out there. But they gonna diminish the fathers. Shout out to all the good fathers out there. I love my pops. I love my dad. We didn't have a good relationship growing up. When I was growing up, bro, we didn't have a good relationship. Because of what my mom was feeding me. But we squashed that. We got to the middle of that. Now, you know what I'm saying? Me and my mom, we cool. Me and my pops, we cool. Right? Last year, for my dad's birthday, I took my dad, my twin brother, my little brother. We went to Fleming's. This year for Father's Day, I'm going to fly back home and I'm going to celebrate Father's Day with my pops. Because I love my dad. But what they do for Father's Day? He get a text. Get a card. I don't want no damn card. The mothers get everything. Because as a father, as a man, as a masculine man, the patriarchy is not valued. Your opinion is not valued. You can be talking, but what I say in all my videos, you're talking to a wall. Ah! Literally, you talking to a wall. What do you bring to the table, lady? Oh, you're too shallow. I'm too shallow. See, I was watching this interview on Aubrey Priest's channel. I'm gonna do a reaction video to that one too. The chick told this man that he was being too shallow, but she turned around and asked him, how much money does he earn? Does he earn a lot of money? My man got on a Givenchy shirt that cost $800, a Gucci headband that cost $400. And she got the nerve to ask him, does he make a lot of money? How much money does he have? And then this is what women do. This is what women do, fellas, they try to deflect. Oh, I hate a guy that wears name brand stuff because that makes it seem like he doesn't have money. But you follow celebrities and you have fantasies with celebrities that wear fancy things, high brand things. So don't try to come with that rhetoric over here. The women that you look up to wear fancy things, name brand things. So don't try to they always downplay a man's success. They always do it. You can't be arrogant. You can't be cocky. She can. She can play 5-player. You gotta play single player. What is going on? That's the world that we live in. That's the world that we live. I told you she can date him, and him. Only you can date is half of her. She can keep staring at him. Well, is he going to approach me? Because I'm shooting my shot by staring at him. What the? That's how she's shooting her shot? She think we read her mind. She think we Professor Xavier. Like I can read her mind. Like I can make her approach me. But I gotta approach you. And then I gotta wait for you to like me. Because I don't determine if you like me. You do. Because I approach. That's the world that we live in. I didn't make the rules. But when is it going to be a point when a woman has to be accountable for her actions? Accountable for the things that she's done? What do you bring to the table, baby? Because I bring everything. And don't tell me you just the table because it's 1,000 of you used. That box that's between your legs. I'm sweet watery guts. I might butt for a couple seconds. I understand that. But what do you bring to the table that's tangible? Tangible. The value, the tangible things. What do you bring? You bring nothing. But it's rude when a man it's rude when a man speaks up. You literally have to huddle in the corner like a beta male. That's how you gotta do in the corner. You gotta do that noise in the corner like a beta male. You gotta huddle in the corner. Like that, literally. Cause, in other words, you submitting to her. Cause you have no say. When they have a problem with being submissive, this is what women say that just makes no logical sense. In order for me to submit to a man, he has to be a leader. So if he's not a leader, if he's not a masculine man, then I'm going to continue to not be submissive to him and not be feminine and soft. So in order for me to be feminine and soft, he has to be masculine. By default, from that logic that the women be saying, you're masculine. Right? By default, as a woman, you should be feminine and soft. Because that is what women are, right? And by default, as a man, you should be masculine and strong. So fellas, how does this sound? How does this sound right here? I'm only going to be masculine and alpha and strong when a woman is feminine and submissive to me. I'm going to just continue being a beta male simp until a woman comes into my life and I'll be a and then I'll be masculine then. Nigga, you already masculine and you already a man by default. That's how does that sound? That don't sound right, dude. It sound kind of crazy, right? That's the world that we live in. She can have all the say, and you can't have no say.
Possibly, this will work. Go around here. Look how the acceleration, how smooth it just moves. You see how fast it got me up? Look at that. When she really likes you, superficial things don't matter.
Turn this up.
Stay tuned.
Let's go.
For damn bro!
I vowed to give my love to you. No, I know.
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, I want you to watch the entire video. If you like the video, press the like button, subscribe button, and notifications button at the end of the video. But first, watch the entire video. All right, today we're going to be talking about why superficial things do not matter when she really likes you. Let me turn this down a little bit. All right, and the reason why I say that is because everyone's trying to find love. Everybody wants love. No matter what, they think it's the glorification of everything. No matter how much red pill you ingest, no matter how much MGTOW you talk about, everybody wants to find love. But what men need to understand is that you're not gonna find love or a woman to love you until you start becoming the best version of yourself. All right. Now, once you start becoming the best version of yourself, it's more of a psychological thing than a physical thing. And you will start to understand that with women. While you're thinking the superficial things she likes, the older you get, the more you start to realize is that with women, it's all psychological. So once you're able to psychologically captivate their mind, then you have their brain. That's how a pimp convinces a woman to go out and sleep with another man who has money and bring him back the money. I always say you got to think about Ginger and Casino. So today we're going to talk about why, when she really likes you, superficial things don't matter and what superficial things do not matter. 1, this is a biggie. How tall you are. When a woman really likes you, it does not matter how tall you are. I'm letting you know that right now. Once you're able to captivate a woman's mind, she automatically looks at you as being alpha psychologically. Remember, women are always studying behavior. That's what she falls in love with. Men fall in love with a physicality of a woman. Women would tell you when they're younger, I won't date a short guy. If you ask girls between the ages of 18 and 24, all the women through the ages of 18 and 24 have the highest standards because they have the most confidence. But as women get older, the weight starts gaining, the skin starts aging, everything becomes psychological to her and not physical because she feels less of a woman. That's why her standards drop. So understand, when a woman is really into you, she's not going to care how tall you are. Next, body types. You see all type of women in love with fat dudes. Matter of fact, you got more fat dudes with money than you have good looking guys with money. You have a lot of short guys with money that have women than you do pretty guys with money that have women. I'm telling you that right now. Your body type does not matter. And the reason why your body type does not matter, because to a woman, the uglier you are, the better for her. The less competition she's gonna have with another woman. That's exactly what a woman starts thinking as she gets closer to 30. You have to understand, the lower she feels, the lower her standards are in a man and become psychological to her. So your body type is not going to matter because you have captivated her mind. Next, your hair doesn't matter. You're gonna see bald-headed guys with women. You're gonna see guys with patches, bald spots. You're gonna see all these insecurities, but you're gonna see that these guys actually have women. Because women stop caring about if you have hair. Remember, 18 to 24, women have the highest confidence. After 25, they start dropping their standards. So understand, it doesn't matter what your hair look like. I know I got waves and it look younger, and a lot of guys out there, you have waves too. And a lot of you guys that are bald-headed. Realize Michael Jordan's bald-headed. The Rock, bald-headed. You gotta look like bald-head, balls. All I say is this. Don't have like the George Jefferson. You'll never get women if you haven't understood that you're bald. If you're going bald and you know, like, no matter what you do, your bald spots are showing, go ahead and shave your head. Period. When it comes to a woman, it's not gonna matter your hair because you're going to see a lot of guys have women even with bald heads and bald spots. Next, past mistakes. All right? When a woman is into you, she don't care how many women you had, or she may not even care how many kids you have. She's not going to care about your downfalls when she's into you. This is how come a lot of guys have 5 or 6 baby mamas at different ages. It's because women really don't care about your past. They don't care how many women you've been with, how many kids you have. They want to be part of an alpha male's way of thinking. Actually, kids to a woman shows that you're alpha. In a lot of cases, this is how come a lot of guys can have 5 or 6 baby mamas. It's because his past mistakes don't matter the moment you're able to captivate her mind. So realize you have to spend more time psychologically captivating a woman's mind versus the superficial way of trying to get a woman's mind. Remember, the superficial way only makes you a target to where she could pretend that she likes you to get what she wants. So understand that when she's really into you, she's going to drop a lot of that superficialness. Next, when she's really into you, she's not going to be that opinionated. All right? She's not going to want to debate and argue that much because she'll start straying your way. When a woman's not into you, she's going to debate everything that you say, everything that you do. She's going to know how to do it better. She's going to know how to tell it better. She's going to know how to do everything better when she really doesn't like you and she's being very opinionated about things. She's very debatable about things. That's her narcissist side. You can never fall in love with a woman who's a narcissist because a narcissist would never love you. So always understand that if you're going to be with a woman and she debates you a lot, then she's not really into you. She's just trying to control you. But a woman who may give suggestions but don't want to debate is falling underneath your ideology. And that's the goal. The goal is to get the woman to fall underneath your ideology. Next, social status. You have to understand, social status does not matter. In most cases, the guy who is not known on social media is going to have a woman that loves him fast. If you're a guy that has like no followers and you're barely on social media and she can't go on social media and find a pattern of you actually posting, then that doesn't matter to her. You know what I'm saying? What your social status is. A lot of you guys are going to lose women trying to enhance your personality, trying to show off every outfit, trying to show everywhere that you've been. When you're a guy and you're doing the same thing as a woman and you're constantly snapping photos of yourself, she loses respect for you. You may have a high social status, but the higher your social status goes to an average guy, the further away she's gonna push you away. You have to look at like some celebrities, the only time they start posting on social media is when they're trying to sell a movie or sell a record. But other than that, they fall back and disappear because of the psychologicals of fame. So you must understand with a woman, when it comes to a man, your social status really doesn't matter to her when she falls for you. It's gonna be about how much alpha you are and how strong of a man that you can stand. Next and finally, what doesn't matter when she's really into you is how many compliments and flattery you are to her. Women are gonna be with the guy that gives less compliments, the guy that does less romance. None of romance, flowers, chocolates, none of that matters when a woman is into you. What matters when she's into you, she's already forming herself to be in position to be your sidekick. She wants to be the woman that makes sure that you can get up and keep grinding. That's why I always say, if that woman has not paid attention to how much you ate for the day, then she's not into you. If a woman's not making sure that you're eating, a woman's not making sure that your health is good and that you have energy, she's not gonna like you at all. That's another thing that I wanted to add in there. I was watching AMS's channel the other day. I watched a couple of his videos. I randomly do that. And he said something that I really agree with, that there is a woman out there for every man. There is a woman out there that's gonna like you for who you are. But what you have to do first is that you just have to discover who you are. That's what matters. Once you discover who you are and you turn around and look around, you're gonna realize that there's a lot of women out there that are gonna like you. But until you take that step to become the best version of yourself, you're gonna always try to overthink relationships, overthink dating, overthink women, when all of that changes when you get money and you can create your own reality. When you start chasing your dreams, money will come. You start discovering the best version of yourself, money will come. With money, you can create your own reality. Without money, you just have to do whatever you can. And that's why you analyze so much, all right? And this is why superficial things don't matter when a woman really likes you. This is Anthony Spade. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, notifications button. Hasta la vista. Talk about responses. Look at that. Look how fast I got to 100 miles an hour. Are you kidding me? Woo! I just found something to make my car go twice as fast. Stay tuned. YouTube. All right. Today we got our first mod on the Charger that just came in that somebody put me D2 last week. And that's going to be the pedal roar throttle controller. All right, controller. And this is supposed to wake the car up. Supposed to give you a little bit more horsepower on your acceleration. And what we're about to do is we're about to install it, but I don't want to do it here. We're gonna go up to the school. We're gonna hook this up and we're gonna see exactly, does it increase and give me more horsepower? All right, stay tuned. See you in a little bit. YouTube. All right, we back. We're gonna do the unboxing. We got the
All right, so right now we are going to go through my top 25 signs of a good woman, a virtuous woman. a feminine woman, a high caliber woman, a high value woman. So, let's just crack right into this, guys. So my first sign that she is a good woman and not a bad woman is that she doesn't dress trashy. Okay? She doesn't dress like she's going to the club every single day. She doesn't dress like she's about to jump on a stripper pole. She doesn't dress slutty. Okay? Instead, she dresses classy. She dresses sophisticated, right? Where she's covering her boobs, her ass isn't popping out, she's not wearing 10-inch heels, she's not wearing hula hoop earrings, 10-inch eyelashes, fake hair extensions, carrying a Louis Vuitton bag or anything like that. Okay? Instead, she is classy. Okay, so that is the first sign of a good woman, is she does not dress trashy. Second sign of a good woman is she doesn't disrespect you, meaning she doesn't talk back to you or constantly challenge you or debate every little thing that you have to say, where you're just trying to have a simple conversation with her and everything turns into a debate. She has to challenge you on every single thing you say. Like she has to fact check every little thing that comes out of your mouth. And it gets to the point where it just becomes annoying. It becomes exhausting, right? And this is something that good women don't do. They don't constantly try to create conflict in your relationship. They don't constantly try to break your balls, right? Instead, they support you, right? They have your back, right? They don't mess with you like that. So that is another sign of a good woman, is that she doesn't backtalk you constantly, right? I mean, I can understand every once in a while, you know, she has something to say on a topic or she might have more knowledge about it, great. But every little thing, no, that's not going to work, right? And I see a lot of relationships like that where the chick is constantly just hammering away at the guy. All these guys, by the way, they always look like beaten dogs. You ever see these guys, right? You see them with their girl in the mall or their wife at the Costco or something. They just look like beaten dogs. Like, shoulders are all down, look like they're losing in life, look like they've got their face pushed into the sand. So that is the second sign of a good woman, is she does not backtalk you. Third sign of a good woman is she keeps her place clean, right? She actually vacuums. She actually dusts. She doesn't leave like potato chip crumbs on the carpet for months at a time. Her place isn't filthy. There isn't like hair everywhere in her bathroom sink, or her toilet's not constantly clogged. There's no like grime everywhere. Her laundry's not all over her bed. You know, stuff like that. So she actually keeps her place nice and tidy. It doesn't mean she has to be a neat freak, but she can at least be somewhat clean. I mean, some of these girls, it's just mind-blowing. I remember I dated this chick, and she had this ketchup stain on her brand new, I want to say it was a Trailblazer, her brand new Trailblazer. There was like a ketchup stain on there that I remember, like when she first got the car, and then I didn't talk to her for probably 3 or 4 months, and then I'm like, oh yeah, let's go meet up. And then she was like, oh, let's go to this other place, just hop in my car. I'm like, all right. I get in her car, I'm like, is that the same ketchup stain from like 4 months ago? And she was like, oh yeah, I gotta get something to clean that off. I'm like, 4 months later, it's still there. It was just big glob of dried up ketchup. It was disgusting, but it was just shocking to me. I'm like, some of the things these girls, like just because they're hot, they get away with. They have a saying where they say like hot girls don't bother to work on themselves or their personality because they get so much validation as it is. However, there are a good number of hot girls out there that do, regardless of the validation they get, they still continue to work on themselves and try to become better people, try to improve their personalities, and most of all, try to keep their place clean. So that is the third sign of a good woman. She keeps her place clean. Fourth sign of a good woman is that she actually reads books. Whoa! She reads books and not magazines, okay? Big difference. Because bad girls, well, they read They don't read books, they read magazines. They're not trying to better themselves, they're not trying to improve themselves. They don't care about that. They just read magazines, gossip magazines, latest celebrities or actresses they follow or TV shows. They don't actually read books. So that is a big one for me, is a girl has to actually read books. That was something that I used to love to do. I used to go to Barnes & Nobles, and just every Sunday I would just sit there and read. That was something I used to do like before I really started just accessing this stuff online. And I kind of miss doing that actually, but I used to go there with several girls that I dated, and I noticed that half of them read books, which was great. We would enter the Barnes & Nobles and we would both get our pile of books. So that was awesome. I was like, yeah, that's cool. I like that. I really like that. But then the other half would not pick up a single book, but instead go straight to the magazine rack and pick up like all the latest like gossip magazines, right? Or they'd pick up like People, Us, whatever the other magazines are that cover celebrities. That's all they would read. I'm like, yeah, huge turnoff. Huge turnoff. So girls, make sure you actually read books. So that is the fourth sign of a good woman, is she actually reads books. When she reads books, by the way, it tells you a lot about her level of intellect. It means that she can carry on a conversation with you. Also, girls who read books, what I've found is they tend to be automatically almost like good girls. They're not the type who are going to disrespect you or trash talk you. They're not really the type to dress slutty either. All right, moving on. The fifth sign of a good woman is she actually gives you a massage without you needing to ask for it or demand her for it or beg her for it, right? She actually just gives you a massage without you needing to ask. Like maybe you're driving along in the car, she just reaches over. Oh, I love that. Ladies, if you're paying attention, you got a man right now, do that. Your stock will go through the roof. Just doing that alone. Or give him a nice hand massage. Say you're holding his hand, right? Maybe you're at dinner, sitting in the restaurant waiting to be seated. Just grab his hand. Just start giving him a little hand massage. Without him asking. Just do it. Just do it. And none of this, like, 2-second massage shit, right? I can't stand that. The girl's like, okay, I'm done. My hand's hurting. No, all right? Put some work into it. You want to keep this guy? You like this guy? You want to show him that you're a high-value chick? Give him a massage, right? And don't sit here and go, oh, what about me? He never massages me. You know what? Sometimes you got to give a little to get a little, right? You got to give a little to get a little. So reach over, give his ass a massage. Don't be afraid to do it. You're going to get huge brownie points for doing that. And again, none of those 2, 5, 10-second massages. Give him a full minimum. Okay, I'm talking about a minimum 5-minute massage. Bare minimum. Okay, personally for me, 10 minutes and above, I'm in love with the girl. She gives me a half-hour massage. I love this chick. Her stock value is so high, it's insane. There are so many girls I dated where I gave them a massage and I barely ever got a massage back. One of the last girls I dated, super hot girl, I used to give her like a foot massage, like 10, 15, 20-minute foot massage, just because I was bored. We were sitting there watching TV together and I didn't mind doing it, right? And she would love it. She was like, oh my God, it feels so good. It's so good. And then I realized, I'm like, this shit never returns a favor. So I just stopped one day, and then got to the point where she was like practically begging. She'd come home from work and be like, Matt, can you please rub my face? She'd stick her foot in my face, and I'm like, get your foot out of my face. I'm like, my hand's sore, and I don't feel like doing it, right? So I just stopped doing it, and it killed her. So girls, give your man a massage, okay? Your stock will just go through the roof when you do that without him having to ask you. Very important. All right. The sixth sign of a good woman is she offers to cook for you without asking. Okay? She offers to cook you a meal without you having to nag her, plead with her, or make a deal with her where you're going to return a favor in the future. I mean, she just offers to cook for you. Personally, for me, I eat out every single day. This doesn't matter to me a whole lot, but it's always nice when the girl offers, right? When the girl's like, hey, do you want to stay in? Do you want me to cook? Most times I'm like, nah, don't worry about it, right? And then sometimes they'll be like, sure, what are you going to cook? What are you going to make, right? Just to keep the girl on her toes. But personally, I like to eat out a lot, so this isn't a big one for me. But when your girl offers to cook for you without asking, especially if you're a guy who likes home cooking, then she should do that for you, right? So ladies, if you're paying attention, offer to cook for your man once in a while. Problem is, a lot of girls these days can't cook, right? They can't even put a hot dog on a bun and throw it in the microwave. They can't even do that. Throw it in the microwave. Can't even do that, right? This girl that I dated, I remember back in 2000 that I mentioned before, we were together for like almost 4 years. I cooked the majority of the time. This was back before I was like eating out every single day, right? But I did the majority of the cooking. She loved my cooking. I can only remember her cooking maybe once, maybe twice. The second time doesn't count. She was like baking brownies or something. But the majority of the time I did the cooking. Took a lot of points off for that. So girls, offer to cook for your guy without him having to ask you. The 7th sign of a good woman is she does not use sex as a weapon. Meaning, she does not use sex transactionally with you. Right? Where it's like, okay, Chuck, I'll have sex with you if you do the laundry, clean the cars, rake all the leaves in the backyard. She doesn't use sex as, you know, in that manner, right? Instead, she has sex with you voluntarily out of validation because she wants your validation. So, yeah, it always astonishes me, these guys who stay in these sexless marriages with these women. If not, these marriages where they're having transactional sex with their wife or their girlfriend, where she's using that as a weapon, right? To get favors out of him or even to get money out of him. So that's another sign that she's not a good woman, is when she uses sex as a weapon. Unfortunately, I've never experienced that. Even when I coach guys through that, I have to really try to understand where they're coming from and why that's happening, because most of the girls, even the girls that I was like blue pill with, I was totally screwing up, there was enough attraction there where we were having sex all the way till the end. We broke up. And then even months after we're broken up, the girl was still coming over and we're still having sex. This is a big one for you girls, is not to use sex transactionally in your relationships and not to use it as a weapon, because that is something a good girl would never do. A good girl who's with a high value guy is going to want sex from that guy constantly just for his validation. I mean, the girls that, you know, that I'm dating now, or even the girlfriends I've had in the past, it was always usually them wanting sex from me and me just kind of wanting to do my own thing. I personally believe that women love sex much more than men do. It's unbelievable, these girls. Like, once you have sex with them once, it's like they constantly want to have sex like multiple times per day, and it's like, I mean, I just want to get along with my day. I want to do other things. It's like, hey, we could come back here at night, maybe we'll have sex before we go to sleep, but I don't need to have it like morning, afternoon, at night. I mean, I'm good like once a day, or, you know, once every few days, or once every few weeks. I'm fine, I'm busy, I don't need it all the time. Ladies, when you're in these relationships, don't use it as a weapon. All right, the 8th sign of a good woman is she isn't glued to her smartphone, her iPhone, or her Android 24/7, right? Where everywhere you go, it's like her head's constantly down. You're in the car, taking a drive, trying to just enjoy each other's company. Nope, on her phone, returning texts, FaceTiming, on the IG, on TikTok, whatever. You want a girl who is not constantly like looking down, checking her phone. This has gotten to the point where it's like annoyed me so much, where when I'm dating a girl and she looks at her phone more than a few times while she's out with me, I will literally stop the car and I'll be like, do you want to go home and look at your phone all day, or do you want to spend time with me? I will put my foot down, as you should. And you know what? 100% of the time the girl will put her phone away, and she'll know, okay, when I'm out with Matt, I can't get away with this type of bad behavior. Okay, I gotta put my phone away. Good women, when they know that you're taking the time to go out on a date with them, they are not going to sit there and spend their entire time looking at their phone. They're just not gonna be rude like that. They're not gonna be inconsiderate. They're actually gonna sit there and pay attention to you, right? Unless like a call comes in, maybe like when she's going to the bathroom after you guys have had lunch or dinner, she might check her phone, right? But she's not gonna be sitting there constantly like whipping out her phone the entire time. Huge red flag if she does that. So that's the 8th sign of a good woman, is she isn't glued to her phone 24/7. All right, The 9th sign of a good woman is she doesn't listen to trashy music. I'm talking about all of these singing strippers these days, like a Miley Cyrus or Ariana Grande, right? Their songs aren't good enough. They don't have enough talent, so they gotta like take off their clothes. That's a huge one too, is good girls do not listen to singing strippers or trashy music, right? You know, every once in a while they might listen to like a Lana Del Rey or, you know, somebody like that. I don't know too many of the new artists, but they don't listen to singing strippers, okay? So that is the 9th sign of a good woman, doesn't listen to trashy music. 10th sign of a good woman is she doesn't hate or resent her father. She doesn't have daddy issues. As I teach you guys, if she hates her father, she will hate you. Okay? If she hates her father, she is naturally inclined to hate men. She does not trust men because she sees other men as she saw her father. So this is why you want to avoid girls like that who have daddy issues. That is the 10th sign. 10th sign of a good woman is that she doesn't hate or resent her father. She actually has a decent relationship with him. Okay, she actually has a good relationship with him, especially if she grew up with him. That's perfect. A lot of these good girls who are quote-unquote good girls actually did have a father growing up. The father was in the house as they were growing up, and he wasn't no weak, simp, beta male, SJW type father. No, he was a strong, masculine alpha father, okay, who laid down the law, who let her know when she was doing wrong. It wasn't like, it's okay, princess, you could do whatever you want, light the carpet on fire, it's okay, you could drink here, it's okay in the house, it's okay, you could bring your boyfriends over and they could spend the night, I know you're only 15, you can do that. No, no, no. It's okay, princess. No, he laid down law. He's like, that is not happening in my house. If you do that, you're out. Right? So she had a good father. Okay, the 11th sign of a good woman is she is not in massive debt. She doesn't owe her credit cards up the wazoo. Okay, so this is a big one because especially if you end up marrying this girl, you are essentially taking over her debt. Right? If you marry a girl who is in debt. This is why I teach you guys to not marry a girl without knowing or seeing her credit report. Okay? Or knowing what her credit score is. You have to know these things before you get seriously involved with a girl, because this is going to affect your financial future too. The thing about good girls is they are usually fairly responsible when it comes to debt. They don't buy things they can't afford, get new credit cards every week and go on these shopping sprees or you know, take their girls out on trips and credit card everything. Instead, they are pretty responsible with their money. So they're not in massive debt. So that is the 11th sign of a good woman. She's not in massive debt. All right, 12th sign of a good woman, and this one should be very obvious, is she is not a single mother. Okay? She does not have a child out of wedlock where the father is gone and she's looking at you as the new daddy, where you will be taking care of little Joey. Or worse, she has 2 little Joeys from 2 different fathers. Or she has more than that, multiple kids from multiple fathers. Obviously, stay away. So that is another sign of a good woman, is she is not a single mother. Okay? She does not have kids out of wedlock. She is not a woman where if you get involved with her, you're going to have to deal with her exes for the rest of your lives together. Or at least for as long as you date her, where you're going to constantly like run into her ex and it's going to feel weird and creepy every time he sees you going in and out and he's looking at you like you're the next sucker like he was. So that is the 12th sign of a good woman, is she's not a single mother. 13th sign of a good woman is she isn't wasting her 20s riding the carousel. She isn't blowing through her youth, her sexual marketplace value, her youth and fertility by riding the carousel, okay? By sleeping with dozens and dozens and dozens of random men. Instead, good girls, what they generally do in their 20s is they use that time to lock down a high-value guy, because it's almost like instinctually they're aware that this is not going to last. They're not that narcissistic like bad women are, thinking like delusionally these high value alpha chads are still going to be there in their 30s, 40s, and 50s waiting for them. Pushing those young, hot 21-year-olds aside for these 40-year-olds. No. Good girls are not delusional. Just like they're responsible financially, they're responsible romantically. Where they'll be like, oh, I'm in my 20s, this is my prime, I gotta take advantage, I gotta lock down the high value guy. So she's not gonna ride the carousel throughout her 20s, the good woman. Instead, she's gonna focus on find that high value guy to settle down with, possibly start a family with, get married. She's not gonna like put her career first or, listen to, what's her name? Sheryl Sandberg from Facebook and read her book like, yeah, have it all. You can have it all. No, you can't have it all, actually, ladies. You can't. You can't. You have to choose. Okay, you have to choose. And a good woman would choose wisely. And the wise choice would be to lock down that high-value guy while you can. Okay, you can always do the career stuff later. Career ain't going anywhere. You could always go find a job later, like in your 30s, 40s. There's no time limit on that. SMB, there's a time limit. Okay, moving on. 14. The 14th sign of a good woman is she doesn't hide her phone or social media from you. Okay? She's not constantly hiding her cell phone from you, or anytime you come out of the bathroom, you walk back into the car, she's like, oh shit, like turns her cell phone off and then pretends she wasn't looking at it. Can't stand that. You don't want a girl who's shady like that. Okay, this is something that good girls don't do. They don't care if they leave their cell phone on the dashboard of your car without the password on it. They don't care. Like, go ahead and check it. She's not hiding anything. There's nobody in there. There's no like BBDs in there that she met at happy hour she has to worry about that are texting her that you might see. She doesn't care. She'll leave her phone laying around. Right? She'll leave it at your house, accidentally forget it. Oh, hey, I forgot my phone. Do you mind bringing it downstairs? I'll come back. But bad women? No, that phone is glued to their hip. You are never going to see their phone, or even when you're like, hey, can I borrow your phone real quick? My battery just died. I'm just going to make a call. She'll be like, okay. And then like she hands over her phone like very hesitantly. And then she's like staying close by so you don't check anything else on her phone. You just make your little call and then you give her back the phone. But she's not going to like leave you alone with her phone. Why? Because she has shit to hide. And that is something that bad women do, that good women don't. Good women, she's like, yeah, here, take my phone. I'm going to go to the Starbucks. I'm going to go here and take care of some errands. Just give me my phone later. She doesn't care if you go through her phone because she's not hiding anything. Make sense? So, that is the fourth sign that she is a good woman. She doesn't hide her phone, doesn't hide her social media from you either, by the way. Right? Where she keeps it private. She keeps all of it private so you can't see. You can't see what's going on. She keeps her friends list private. She hides her DMs from you. She'll never open that up in front of you, right? Because she doesn't want you to see. So that is a 14th sign. She's not a good woman. She's acting kind of shady, right? All right, the 15th sign that she's a good woman is she can actually think for herself. Meaning, she doesn't buy into feminism, doesn't buy into that feminist narrative going on right now, or sabotaging girlfriends that she has, who's trying to destroy her relationship with her man because they're all single and they're miserable and they see her happy, finally found a good guy, and instead of supporting her and being happy for her, they're like, no girl, we're going to club this weekend. You got to go with us. Yeah, you have to come with us. The sisterhood. Or, oh, we're going to Vegas next month. It's going to be so fun. Cabo, Vegas. You better come with us. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So a good woman can actually think for herself and be like, you know what? No, I have a boyfriend. Why are you even bothering to ask me out? I'm not going to do that to him. I'm not going to leave him at home. I love him. I care about him. I want to be with him. You guys want to go off? Have fun. Okay? If you guys want to go on a double date with me and my man, or a trip with me and my man, with your man, great. But I'm not going to go whoring with you guys off to Vegas or Cabo while we leave him at home. I'm not going to do that. Bad girl would be like, Oh yeah, yeah, I'm just gonna tell him I'm gonna be at my parents' house. I'm just gonna tell him I'm gonna be staying at my parents' house. He'll never know. He'll never know because they don't like him, right? So he's not even gonna call there. I'm just, every time he calls, I'm just either not gonna pick up if we're at the club, or I'll just call him back and I'll be like, yeah, I'm at my parents'. She'll totally try to just, again, you know, pull those shenanigans on you. That is the 15th sign that she is a good woman. If she can actually think for herself, doesn't buy into the feminist propaganda, or fall prey to any peer pressure from any bad girlfriends she might have that want to sabotage her, right? But the good thing is, when you date a girl who's a good girl, she will tend to have good friends, and we're going to get to that in a moment. When you date a girl who is a good girl, her social circle will be filled with other girls that are like her, that are good and are not bad. But when you date a bad girl, believe me, her social circle is going to be filled with bad girls. The 16th sign that she is a good woman is she's had few to no sexual partners. Wow, do virgins even exist anymore? Believe it or not, they do. And I do come across them every once in a while, and I can tell they're virgins just by the way they act. It's weird. They tend to have this combination of being bratty and being promiscuous, right? But prudish. They're not going to have sex with you, but they're still flirty. They'll make out with you and stuff, but they're not going to have sex with you. So I've met those type of girls in field. A girl who's had few to no sexual partners is generally a good girl, right? She isn't in double digits. She hasn't had dozens of sexual partners, and she's only she just turned 21 or anything like that. She doesn't have over 100,000 miles on her vaginal odometer. She's not a 92 Toyota Corolla. Instead, she's had very few sexual partners. For a good woman, that means she's had very few boyfriends. She might have had 1 or 2 boyfriends, just the prototypical high school boyfriend and then the college boyfriend. That might pretty much be it. And now she's single. Whereas the bad woman, she's just been banging everybody. Whether they're her boyfriend or not, some guy she took home from a club, she really has no morals, so she could care less. But good woman, she's not going to do that. Why? Because she doesn't want to ruin her SMV for her future husband. So that is the 16th sign of a good woman. The 17th sign of a good woman is, and we just talked about this, she has similar girlfriends that are just like her. Because as I say, birds of a feather flock together. She's not going to have any bad influences in her life, and if she does, it's usually like a relative, a crazy cousin, a crazy uncle, or somebody that she doesn't really associate with, but she is genetically forced to deal with during family reunions and Christmas and stuff like that, because that is a relative of hers. You'll find that their social circle is filled with other good girls, right? Other chicks who are just like them that just want a good guy. So that is the 16th sign. 17th, sorry. That is the 17th sign. The 18th sign of a good woman is she doesn't party or go clubbing every single weekend. Okay? She doesn't go party or go clubbing every single weekend, much less every single month. She doesn't even need to go every weekend. I mean, if she's going every month, that's still kind of a problem, right? Because good girls don't even like to go to these places. That's what I found. It's like good women, they don't like loud venues, crowded venues. They don't like a lot of noise. They don't like being around environments that can potentially become dangerous, right? Which many clubs can become. If a fight breaks out, something crazy happens, it can become dangerous. She does not want to be around that. So most good women don't go clubbing. And when they do, it's usually on a very rare occasion, like maybe it's a friend's 21st birthday party or something like that. It's not like they're just going to the club because they want to go dance. I want to dance. I just like to dance, right? She's not doing any of that nonsense. She's not constantly going partying, bar hopping, or anything like that. That's a really huge red flag, by the way. Never get into an LTR with a girl like that. If she goes partying and clubbing every weekend, you're just going to drive yourself batty, because you're just going to go nuts wondering what she's doing, who's touching her, what pickup artist is grabbing her ass. Right? You don't want to deal with that. Okay, the 19th sign of a good woman is she doesn't have a record of getting restraining orders on previous boyfriends. This is a weird red flag that I came to learn through doing game pickup and dating all these different women. Is like some of these girls, it was almost like a pattern of behavior. They would tell me about like an ex-boyfriend, like, oh, can you just drop me off a block away? I'm like, why? I don't know, my ex might be around here. I'm like, why would your ex be around here? You said you broke up a year ago. Yeah, it was a year ago, but yeah, he might still be around. So obviously she's full of it, right? Bull, right? She's full of it. Of course, later on she confesses, oh, I had a restraining order on him. Like, really? And then usually, if you quiz these girls a little bit further, you'll find out, like, another ex-boyfriend she had to put a restraining order on him too. Where are you meeting these guys? What are you doing to them? Because I don't always like to look at the guy like, oh, what a dick, stalker, crazy guy. Why is he acting like this? I want to know his side of the story, because as it says in the Bible, everybody's story sounds good until you hear the other side. So never forget that. Everybody's story sounds good until you hear the other side. So I always like to know, why did he act out like that? Why did she get the restraining order? Right? And usually it's because she was cheating on his ass. She was hiding her cell phone. She was hiding her social media. She was sneaking around doing shady shit behind his back. Right? That's why. That's why this guy's all paranoid. She was telling him she loved him at the same time. She was messing with his head. So now he's acting crazy. Right? So that is another sign, the 19th sign of a good woman. She's never gotten a restraining order on any of her boyfriends. She's never had to. Why? Because A, she doesn't date crazy dudes, and B, she doesn't mess with guys' heads, and C, she doesn't have sex with multiple guys behind his back, where when he finds out, he just reacts, right? So that is something good girls don't do. They don't need to do this. They don't need to get restraining orders on ex-boyfriends. So that is the 19th sign, guys. The 20th sign that she is a good woman is she is not high maintenance. Meaning, she doesn't need to constantly purchase expensive clothes, expensive purses, lease cars that she can't afford, have her hair done every other week. She doesn't get Botox every month, lip injections every 90 days. Right? She doesn't have to do stuff like that because she isn't high maintenance. This is something that good girls don't do. The thing about good girls that I've noticed is they have just a natural femininity about them that makes them naturally attractive, naturally alluring, and really just naturally beautiful. They don't need to resort to like getting these like 12-inch nails, like fake nails, and you know, fake hair, fake eyelashes, and fake tits, and all this other stuff. She is just naturally beautiful. That means like if you just want to go to the grocery store in the middle of the night and it's 10 minutes away, you're like, okay, let's hop in the car. She doesn't need to run to the bathroom and take 45 minutes to get ready and put on her Gucci outfit just to go buy some milk, right? Instead, good woman, I mean, she's just naturally attractive, naturally, she doesn't have to do any of that. She'll put on a baseball cap, right? Maybe some yoga pants, flip-flops, tennis shoes. She's ready to go. She's ready to go. You don't need to wait for her, right? You don't need to wait like hours and hours for her to do her makeup and put on the right outfit, do her hair, just to go run an errand. So that is the 20th sign, is she isn't high maintenance. Big sign of good woman, right? Not high maintenance, doesn't have a Louis Vuitton purse. I've mentioned that in a coaching video I did about high maintenance women. Look for that, guys. If the chick has this gigantic Louis Vuitton purse, or any Louis Vuitton period, that's just high maintenance. That's a sign of high maintenance right there. Usually the smaller Louis Vuittons aren't too bad, but it seems like these girls who are high maintenance usually get those big giant ones that are the cost of basically a car. They're like $5,000. It's insane, like $3,000 or $5,000. It's just moronic. But okay, moving on. The 21st sign of a good woman, and we just talked about this, is she does not have plastic surgery. Okay, so I'm not going to dive too deep into this one, but good women, they don't get plastic surgery. They don't get fake tits. Okay, they don't do the Botox, they don't do the lip injections. Why? They don't need to. They're just naturally attractive, naturally beautiful, naturally feminine. They don't need to do it. Okay, so that is the 21st sign, and obviously bad women do. The 22nd sign of a good woman is she doesn't have thousands upon thousands of followers on social media for no other reason than extracting attention from all of the thirsty beta orbiters in the world. I mean, a lot of good women I found don't even use social media, believe it or not. A lot of good women, I'm like, hey, can I add you on Instagram? Oh, I don't use Instagram. Like, what do you use? I had a Facebook once. You know, it's like they just don't use social media. They don't even know how to use it. And it's just mind-blowing because a lot of these girls are at that age where they're like late teens, early 20s, and they just don't use it. Even though all their peers are like masters of social media, right? They have all the apps. They got TikTok, they got WhatsApp, they got Snapchat. They've got it all. But she doesn't. Whereas a bad girl, you notice, she does have social media, and she has thousands upon thousands of followers. Why does she have all these followers? Because she keeps uploading selfies of herself wearing a bikini, showing her boobs, showing her ass, and doing stuff like that that attracts more and more followers. And some of these girls even go further and create an OnlyFans account to really take advantage of those thirsty betas. Really just rob them blind, like turn them upside down and shake the change out of them. It's insane. The girl should not have a social media. I mean, definitely not thousands of followers unless she has a business behind it. That would make more sense. And even if she had a business behind it, she shouldn't have all these thirsty beta males subscribing and following her unless that is her business, whereas that disqualifies her from being a good woman. Why would you have a business where you have thousands upon thousands of thirsty betas following you, giving you money for showing your tits, for dressing provocatively? That's not something a good girl does. And again, getting back to good girl social media, even when the good girl does have a social media, she'll usually have like 30 or 40 followers. I mean, mind-blowing, right? 30 or 40 followers, and usually that's like aunties, grandma, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins. It's not like, oh, Pablo that I met at the club. Pablo's so hot. And all of his guy friends. And oh, Randy. And Randy too. And Rex. Oh, Rex. You know, it's not all these random dudes. Instead, it's just like mostly family and maybe some close friends she grew up with. So that's why she has so little followers. If I see she has thousands upon thousands of followers, that tells me something. That tells me something. Like, why do you have so many followers? You don't have a business behind this, right? Nope. And I look at all her photos. Oh, these are all photos of you. You're wearing a bikini in half of these. Should tell you something. Okay, moving on. The 23rd sign that she's a good woman is she does not watch online porn. Okay, she doesn't watch online porn. And sadly, a lot of women do these days. Bad women, right? They watch online porn. It's like, what are you doing watching online porn? This is something that good women don't generally do, right? Maybe out of curiosity, they might peek at it a couple of times or something like that, but they're not watching it relentlessly, like, you know, multiple times per week as bad women do. So, doesn't watch online porn. That is the 23rd sign. 24th sign that she is a good woman is she keeps her feet at home. Okay, she keeps her feet at home, as it says in the Bible. I believe it was Proverbs 7:11. Yeah, Proverbs 7:11, just like the store, 7-Eleven. Proverbs 7:11, which basically says, loud, defiant women, stubborn women do not keep their feet at home, but a good woman does, right? So good women keep their feet at home. She's not constantly out there at the venues, at the clubs, at the bars, at the happy hours, or in Cabo. Instead, she mostly likes to stay home. She's a homebody. I mean, it doesn't mean that she's boring and she never goes out, right? Doesn't mean she's a hermit, but for the most part, she keeps her feet at home. She's not constantly out in the world trying to extract attention from offline beta orbiters out there, offline thirsty beta males out there. Okay, so that is another sign of a good woman, and that I personally found too is like if I'm dating a good girl, what usually tells me she's a good girl, beyond everything else we talked about tonight, is when I ask her like, oh, what are you up to this weekend? Oh, I'm just going to catch up on some errands at home. I'm just going to do some stuff at home. I'm going to do some laundry. It's like, really? It's Friday night. Yeah, I've just been putting off. I'm just going to be home. Wow, okay. And then I'll call the girl, and guess what? She's at home. All right, she's at home. So good girls keep their feet at home. You call a bad woman on Friday night, she ain't at home, right? And if she is, she's out the door. She's like, I can't talk. I'm getting ready. Gotta go meet the girls in a bit. We're heading to the club. I gotta go. I can't talk right now. I'll text you when I get home. You're gonna be up around like 3 a.m. Club closes at 2. I'll text you around 3, okay? If you're up, cool. If not, just text me in the morning. Not too early though. I'm gonna sleep in because I'm up late tonight. Good girl keeps her feet at home. Okay, the 25th sign of a good woman is that she believes in God and she also fears God. Okay, so it's not enough that she just believes in God, because I've met a lot of bad women who believed in God, but they didn't follow a thing that was in the scriptures, right? And hey, I'm not judging. None of us are perfect, right? None of us are perfect, because people try to judge me too on this channel. Oh, you're a pickup artist. You're a pickup artist. I'm like, I know. I'm on my own spiritual journey. I understand that. I'm getting closer to God every day, right? But I'm trying. You know, I try to live as much as I possibly can by the scriptures. Very difficult, you know, especially at times, right? It's very difficult, but I try. I'm on my own spiritual journey. So a good woman believes in God, and she also fears God, whereas she actually does try to live as best as she can by the Word of God based on the Bible, the scriptures, right? She tries to just be a good person. She tries to do good in the world. She just tries to be considerate of others. She tries to have empathy for others. She tries to do the right thing versus the wrong thing. Whereas a bad girl, she can believe in God. She's not going to follow the scriptures, right? She's just going to follow her heart. She's going to follow whatever makes her feel good, right? She's going to follow whatever makes her feel good. Many times in life, you can't always do what makes you feel good. You have to do what's right. And that's something that, you know, I've been practicing for a long time now. It's like, okay, this would make me feel great, but it's not right. Okay, so I'm not going to do it, all right? And of course, I get tempted at times, depending on what it is. But, you know, I'm not perfect, but I try. And a lot of times, especially lately, I have been tempted, and I've chosen to not give in to my temptation, but instead do what's right. So I've chosen to not do what would make me feel good selfishly, but to do what's right and to honor God. And again, I am not perfect, right? I am still on my own spiritual journey, moving towards God every day. Whether you believe or not, by the way, I mean, you might be a non-believer watching this, and I understand that. This is for the purpose of identifying a good woman, right? Want to spot a good girl, she believes in God and she fears God, to the point where she is trying to live by the Word of God. Whereas the bad woman, she believes in God, or she may not even believe in God, right? A lot of these chicks these days, spiritual but not religious. How many times have I seen that? The most used checkbox on all these dating apps. I'm spiritual but I'm not religious. It's more of like a virtue signal whenever I see a chick do that, right? It's like such a virtue signal. Oh, look at me. I'm so progressive. I'm not religious. That's for those old folks. I'm progressive. I'm spiritual instead. It's like, dude, give me a break with that, right? Give me a break. If you read the Bible, you're religious. You can't escape it. Yeah, a bad woman, she could believe in God or not believe in God, but regardless, she doesn't fear God. She's going to do selfishly whatever she feels like she wants to do. She's just going to do what makes her feel good. Okay, regardless of who it hurts, even if it's you, her boyfriend, her man, or her husband that she's been with for years and years, even if it hurts you, she's going to do it. She meets a new guy. You've invested, 2 decades of your life with her. You got kids with her, got a house, a home, family. Spent all your Christmases together with you and her family and your family. That's not going to matter. She'll just do whatever she wants to do. If she meets some new chat at her work that wants to bang her, she's just going to be like, oh, I'm going to go do this because it's going to make me feel good. Right? Regardless that you're not supposed to cheat on your husband, as it says in the Bible. She's just going to do it. Or if it's something that is underhanded, that is Also, against the word of God, she's just going to do it, right? Because she could believe in God, but she doesn't fear God. Or she doesn't believe and she doesn't fear God, right? But that is the 25th and final sign that she is a good woman, is she believes and she fears God Almighty. So with that said, I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets, signing out. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Go ahead and smash it right now. Also hit that notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Very important you subscribe. Helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. Okay, YouTube doesn't like to promote my coaching videos. I wonder why, right? So I need your help, and the way you can help me is by actually subscribing to my channel, The 33 Secrets. That way you will be notified. You will be the first to know whenever I upload a awesome, high value, fresh coaching video to my channel. You'll be the first to hear about it. Okay? You'll get the notification on your cell phone. And you'll be like, oh, M just uploaded. Gotta watch this. So make sure you're subscribed as well. And for you guys who want to support all of this high value, high content, red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I am teaching you guys, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I am teaching you guys how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, the same exact type of women that myself and all of my coaching students out there all around the world are out there cold approaching and closing every single week. And I kid you not, we are making this happen every single week. No matter what type of racial divisions going on in the world, no matter what type of virus is going on, we are continuing to go out there and cold approach these girls and take life by the balls, as I teach you to in my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months of Mastery. And this is the absolute best way to support my work, and it's real easy to get signed up. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.